Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama in the paddy wagon. And you know what? That bright light makes my silver hair look very blonde.
There we go. All right. It does.
You missed that blonde bombshell you married 26.5 years ago.
Something like that.
Have you not figured out your stuff tonight?
I think we're good. Okay.
Are we good? Awesome. Oh, it's not streaming to Rumble.
Okay.
Okay.
Having problems. We're figuring it out. Okay. Anyway, so hi to everyone. We've got Scott, Michelle, Locke,
Galen, Doug.
Doug. Hi, Doug.
Jesse. Nice. Our Winnemucca friend.
Hi, Marka.
Ben.
Hi, Ben. And Mark. Okay. I think we got Uncle Bones first in the house.
You win nothing.
Yeah, because he went in like at noon today, and
that'll do it.
That's cheating.
You better play the introduction.
I gotta find the introduction.
Oh goodness.
All right, hello. So, welcome everybody, and
Janice, good to see ya.
So, what are we talking about tonight?
This is your thing. I have zero idea. I've been working like a dog for the last 3 days on my day job, so I have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah. So, well, as you know, we are in the middle of the start of our
show season,
our crazy show season, where we're doing stuff. So why don't we jump into that real quick just for fun? So here's where we're at today.
Oh, there you go again. All right. So last weekend we were at the Eugene Sportsman show, and today we are 2 days away from the Roseburg Sportsman and Outdoor Show here in Douglas County, Oregon. And by the way, if you're not familiar with Douglas County, Oregon, it really is one of the most spectacularly beautiful areas in Oregon. Although we did see a crazy person on the street. That was a little bit concerning. I locked the door.
What is Oregon?
Yeah, that's true. Keep Portland strange. How about keep Oregon? No, I wish Oregon wasn't strange.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, and then next weekend then we're going to take a week off, and then the 23rd through the 25th we will be in Medford, actually technically Central Point, Oregon. Mm-hmm. At the Sportsman and Outdoor Show there. And then the first weekend of March, Anderson, California for the same thing. And then finally in the middle of March, Klamath Falls for their first, I don't know if it's their first Sportsman and Outdoor Show, but it's the first time it's been part of this run, mm-hmm. this particular production. So,
and then
do you want me to go through the rest of the year?
Well, I might as well. Well, I wanted at least the next one just for fun.
Okay. So, and then finally, April 13th, you can find us in Oak Grove, Oregon, which is frighteningly close to Portland, but there we are, at the Fallen Outdoors Oregon Banquet. And here is why we are so excited about that. Scott, why don't you show the thing?
Show the thing.
This is something that we first saw last weekend in Eugene, so it's pretty new to us.
Yeah, so
it's exciting.
Fallen Outdoors, as you know, we're part of Fallen Outdoors, and what Fallen Outdoors is, they take veterans out hunting and fishing
and boating and outdoorsing,
all that stuff.
Outdoorsing
stuff.
You want to hear the story behind Fallen Outdoors?
Go ahead, honey.
It's a beautiful story. So someone
well, I guess not quick, but go.
We got tons of time tonight. Anyway, so someone that grew up in the same town that you grew up in, Somerville, Oregon. Mm-hmm. He went overseas for Afghanistan and some other things, but Afghanistan was the primary one that I remember. And he was chatting with some of his teammates.
East Coasters.
From the East Coast, where there is a sad lack of public land I mean, if you want to go outdoors there, you got to like buy a campground spot. It's pitiful. Anyway, and they had mentioned that they'd never gone hunting because hunting is not as huge over there as it is over here. And so he said, well, when we all get back, you all come out to Oregon and I'll take you hunting. The sad thing is that his buddies never made it back. And so he started the Fallen Outdoors in their memory to give active, retired, and discharged military personnel the opportunity to go out and enjoy nature at no cost to themselves, and in his buddy's memory. So it's a beautiful story.
It is. So,
and here's the exciting part about that.
So we ran across them last year
in Roseburg.
Yeah, right here in this show, like 1 year
ago this weekend.
1 year ago this weekend. And we got to talking with him, found out the guy who started is actually from my hometown. We both graduated from the same high school just many years later. But so we wondered if anybody would like to go out Bigfoot hunting, not hunting, Bigfoot researching with us. And they thought it was a great idea. We've already taken people out and done that, and we've got like 3 scheduled for next year already. 3 trips with veterans to take them out Bigfoot. Yeah,
you're such a man of surprises.
Okay, so they came up with this. This is the
back of their shirt.
The back of the shirt. It says, I can't hold it up right.
Living our dreams.
There we go.
Living our dreams because they gave up theirs. Doesn't that make you want to cry?
Yep. And then on the front of it,
check out their new logo.
Check out the new logo for this particular t-shirt.
And
for
yes,
the
they
Fallen
do
Outdoors.
have our permission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got our logo on it with an American flag, and it says the Fallen Outdoors on it. So that's pretty awesome. And that's just a reminder to all of you guys out there, for everyone who's on our patrons who have signed up as members on YouTube, and any super chats we get, any buy me the coffee things.
That's why we need support. It's not so much to stay on the road, but it's to give us extra money to do these extra things.
Yeah. So all that money is going to help us take veterans out Bigfooting.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
So there's that.
So let's see if we can get us up to $60 a month on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, super chat, join my coffee club. I might need some more coffee. Anyway.
So all the things that are in the description below. So
now Joe wanted to see, Squatch and Cowboy wanted to see my hat up close.
Okay. A bit closer. There you go. It's a footprint with a big foot in front of it. I don't even remember where you got that one.
I got that at the Cloud Croft. Why don't we play the let's just get all these things out of the way.
She got that from one of our sponsors.
You betcha.
There we go.
Hello, Bigfoot enthusiasts. Hannah here from Squatch America. We want to welcome you to Cloud Croft, New Mexico, where mystery meets adventure. Introducing the Bigfoot Encounter Museum, the ultimate destination for all cryptozoology enthusiasts and adventure seekers. Step into a world shrouded in legend and intrigue, where the mysterious stories of Bigfoot come to life. Our museum is a treasure trove of artifacts, exhibits, and interactive displays that delve into fascinating history and folklore surrounding this legendary creature. Get ready to embark on an immersive journey through time, exploring the captivating tales of eyewitness accounts, footprint casts, compelling documentaries, and so much more. You'll be amazed as you unravel the mysteries and evidence surrounding this elusive and enigmatic creature. Whether you're a skeptic or a true believer, the Bigfoot Encounter Museum in Cloud Croft, New Mexico promises an unforgettable adventure for all ages. Come and create lasting memories as you immerse yourself in the world of Bigfoot lore. Plan your visit today and uncover the secrets of Bigfoot at the Cloud Croft Bigfoot Encounter Museum. Your journey into the unknown awaits. Cloudcroft Bigfoot Encounter Museum. Discover the legend. Experience the mystery.
Yes, this show is proudly brought to you by the Cloudcroft Bigfoot Encounter Museum, which is where I got this lovely hat.
There we go. All right.
I
So,
am watching an RV right out this window. Try not to hit us.
oh yeah. All right.
Freaking me out.
So living in an RV, there's actually somebody backing in right next to us. Okay. So if you hear trucks running and stuff, that's what that
If
is.
you hear a crash outside, it's because they hit our power pole.
No, he's fine.
I don't believe it.
Anyway, so
It's a little too close for comfort.
yeah. Anyway, so tonight we are talking about what we found at our Eugene Sportsman show. So this is one of the reasons we do these sportsman shows, is because we get a lot of people who come to the sportsman show, and they're coming there looking for all the ATVs, the drift boats, the fishing poles, the outfitters,
The turkey legs.
yeah, the turkey.
There really weren't any turkey legs. I'm thinking about a Ren Fair.
Yeah, so all that stuff at a sportsman show. So we can and we have our Bigfoot booth.
Yes.
And the guy who runs these sportsman shows bought a 10-foot tall animatronic Bigfoot. So if you want to come see that, we're in Roseburg this weekend.
His name is Hank, and he has a creepy smile on his face, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah. So we but here's the interesting part. We've got all these guys who are in the woods all the time, the hunters, the fishers, the guys coming to the sportsman shows, the outdoors guys. Well, they come to our booth, they see the Bigfoot, they see our...
Are we still echoing? They're saying we're echoing. Are we still echoing? Someone put in the chat if we're echoing.
Echo.
Echo. You're echoing. I'm in a valley. Hannah's voice is bouncing off the mountains.
Really? I don't know what's echoing. How about now?
Now we're good.
Okay. So anyway.
Oh, and by the way, Michelle, are those shirts going to be at the Anderson show? I don't know. Does it Fallen Outdoors? I don't think they go to Anderson.
I don't think they go to Anderson. They might.
Go to the Fallen Outdoors. Look up the fallenoutdoors.com and see if they have them.
Yeah.
Oh, just the commercial was echoing.
Oh, just the commercial was echoing. Okay.
We might have to play it again, non-echoing.
No, I think I know what the problem was.
What was the problem?
I think the headphones, it's weird. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. So anywho,
back to the show.
We get a lot of Bigfoot reports from all these outdoorsmen, and you would be surprised how many people come and tell us their Bigfoot stories. We get tons. So I picked out the better ones that we got this weekend. So without further ado, we'll show you.
And by the way, everyone, this is going to be a short show tonight.
Yeah.
Because what's happening, it's a double feature night.
It's a double feature night, because right after this, we go into our Bigfoot Roundtable.
So make sure y'all stay on for the Bigfoot Roundtable, talking about Bigfoot adult content.
Yeah, no.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. So tonight, we have a gentleman show me this picture of a footprint he found. The bad part of this one is there is no scale to it, so I have no idea how big it is. But it does have some very interesting features.
Like a mid-tarsal break?
Well, it kind of does. If you look at all these wonderful little toes here, look how spread out the toes are. That's a good thing. So when you're looking at Bigfoot footprints, if you got the little toes spread out, that means this, whatever it is here, did not wear shoes. Because,
and never wore shoes.
Yeah, because of all this spread right here in these toes. So that's a plus.
It does look wide, yeah.
And it's very wide. That's another one too. And in the middle of here, it does look like there's kind of a mid-tarsal break thing in it across here. And then, of course, if you go down to the heel here, It is very wide.
Now watch him get Hannah her coffee. Sorry. Hey, everyone, go to buymeacoffee.com/SquatchAmerica.
Uh-huh.
One-time donation for the Fallen Outdoors. Cheers.
Yeah. So anyway, so it is very wide. So I thought this is very big footy footprint.
A big footy
Yeah, big footy footprint.
Big footy.
Yeah.
I can't do
So, and another thing, at this particular show we were at, they're doing something different at these sportsman shows this year, which is kind of interesting, which I was really kind of fun. Is they actually set aside 2 hours, the last 2 hours of the show
on Saturday.
on Saturdays. I'm trying to think what day it is, at 5 and 6 o'clock. On Saturdays, they set aside for me to do a Bigfoot presentation and a town hall meeting. So me and Greg Roberts, together do this show, and he's a Bigfoot guy from, where's he from? Medford,
Southern Oregon.
Yeah, Southern Oregon. So he and I go together and we do this presentation and then listen to stories, which is really great. So we got so I got a repeat from last year, but I still think it's really cool. So I want to get into that.
But first, let's address some of these comments.
Okay.
All right. So Don Fuller says that he thinks you got yourself a professional printmaker on your hands.
What, this one here?
Yes.
Okay.
And Scott Goebel said it looks like he put his fingers in it.
It does. It looks very, very fingery.
Then Pyro said that, yeah, you can get an idea by the pine needles in it. It would be great if he collected the hair or this long scraggly thing there in the middle.
I don't know what that is.
Could be a pine needle.
I think it's a stick
or a twig or something.
So let's show you. Let's see. Let me back up a few here. So
does look like they've been squished a bit.
You're right. The toes don't look the right size.
The placement is right, but it definitely looks like there's been some extra squishing there.
Yep. So I want to point something out, guys. This is very interesting, and this is something that Dr. Jeff showed me. You see the pile of dirt around the edges?
What does the pile of dirt around the edges mean?
It means one of two things. One, a lot of weight squished that up.
Yes.
Or two, that's the pile of dirt they made when they were swiping out the inside of this.
Are you seeing some swipies?
But the thing is, I'm not seeing any swipies. And another thing, you will end up with a trench around the bottom of this if they swiped it out with their hands.
It's not. Is there a trench?
I don't see a trench. So there's that.
Is it possible? Question. So sometimes when humans walk, especially if you're walking barefoot, or not that a Bigfoot would wear strapless sandals, but ladies, you'll get it. You know, like when you're wearing sandals where your feet fall forward, sometimes your toes curl under to grip. Do you think a Bigfoot sometimes grips with his toes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Could that have been caused by grippy toes?
It could be.
This is my grippy toe hand.
One of the patty prints is like that.
Yeah. Scott says he thinks it's real, but he enhanced the toes. Yeah. So it's hard to tell anything from a picture. Really.
Yeah, it really is. Now, if they cast this, that would be way more better.
Way more better.
Way more better.
Because if you got it cast, you could see actual morphology.
Right.
Two, here's the thing. If you make a print by hand, if it's a fake print, you're not going to have the morphology in the cast, correct?
Right.
Okay. Morphology. That's my word
Right.
for the
And then
evening.
another thing, which I haven't done with this photo yet, is if you take the length and then divide it by half, that should be the width or approximate width.
Mhm.
So I haven't done that yet, and I can do that with this. You just take a measurement on the photo, and then it doesn't matter what the measurement is. So if this thing's like 15 inches in real life, but if it's like 2 inches in the picture, if it's 1 inch wide, we're there. You know, I'm pretty close.
Yes, Joe, I cringe every time he says more better. And let's not talk about Washington.
Or go wash the car.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, so without having a cast or without seeing the print up close ourselves, it's really hard to say anything. But it was very interesting.
Yep.
Interesting, but not conclusive.
But not conclusive. All right. So
hey, Doc Ock, nice to see you.
The next thing was, now
Ooh,
this is one that
we got
that actually I saw this one last year. The guy came back with some more pictures he found. These are pictures that, so I had a set of pictures that he showed me last year. These are some more that he had taken the same day that he hadn't showed me last year. So this is kind of cool. So if you look closely on this, there's these really cool swipey things here on these on the trees. Almost looks like claw marks.
Bigfoots don't have claws.
No, but these are big old finger rubs across here. And there's 4 fingers.
Is there a thumbprint on the side?
I think there might be a little thumbprint right here. I'm not sure.
Maybe when the tree was very young.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, these trees are pretty good size.
I know.
I don't have any measurements on it. There's the rub. We don't have measurements on this thing.
Pictures really just suck.
Yeah. So if you guys are in the woods,
please
bring a tape measure with you, even if it's those little cloth ones you use for sewing. Those are awesome. You can put them in your pocket. $1
bill.
$1 bill would do it. So, but yeah, but I have no idea what made these. It does look like fingers.
And there's definite texture to it.
Yep.
It's not painted on. You can see a difference in, you know, where the bark is either removed or indented.
Yeah. So, I don't have a picture with her. I should have thought about that.
Okay, guys, after one of these shows, let me tell you what, the Monday after, our brains are like
gone. Yeah.
Mush.
Yeah.
In fact, they're usually mushed by Saturday night. Sundays, just you never know what you're going to get from us on Sunday.
Yeah. After spending like 3 10-hour days standing on our feet listening to people tell us Bigfoot stories, it's taxing, but exciting.
What's more taxing is standing for 10 hours, 3 days in a row on a cement floor.
On a cement floor too. Yeah.
So Don says he's seen bear claws that look like that.
Oh, really? But you usually see claw marks in those, but these are wide and flat. But what I wanted to say is, if you ever go to Cliff Darkman's museum in Boring, Oregon, you'll see a little 3-inch round fir tree, little cut off piece of a fir tree that actually has finger marks squeezed around it, and the top's all twisted off like that. So it's literally twisted, and you can actually wrap you can't because the hand's too big, but you can wrap it down, and those fingerprints in that tree looks like this.
That limb though that he has, I'm thinking that's a lot. I mean, that's like 3 or 4 inches. This looks more like 10 to 12 inches.
I know. So I don't know, but the one he has in the museum where the fingerprints are squeezed, where it squeezed the tree, I meant the same marks look the same as this.
That's why I said maybe when the tree was much younger and shorter, if he did that when it was still malleable, you know what I'm saying? And then it grows and that print stays in there while it grows, much like scar tissue.
Right. So it could be, and by the way, that stump that's in Cliff's museum came from the Blue Mountains. It's one of our artifacts that we found that's in there. So, and it says it's provided by Blue Mountain Bigfoot Research, which used to be us.
Yeah, they do. I swear he brought this picture last year.
He did.
Okay. Yeah.
I just said that. I said he brought these pictures last year, but these are 2 more pictures that he found that he didn't have last year.
Oh, okay. It's not like a new find. It's just like,
no,
I also have
these 2 figures.
Okay. Yeah. What other exciting things happened at the show?
Okay, I got one more. Now, here's this. People come up and tell me Bigfoot stories all the time. So I tried something different this year. We used to try to take notes and that just never happened. So I kept my audio recorder with me.
And
I got a new lapel mic that's also an audio recorder, and I can just reach up and push the button and it starts recording.
Did you remember to push the button every time?
No, I did not. But I got one. So there's a ton of background music or background sound because we're in a big exhibit hall and people were walking by and talking, and Hannah's talking and to other people around us while,
selling stuff.
There's 6 or 7 people in the booth talking. And so I tried to key out some of the background noise, but this is an interesting story, and I kind of caught it halfway through his first sentence because I had to reach up and hit the button because people just walk up and start telling me the story.
There's not like, hey, could I tell you my experience? It's like it's like word vomit without any kind of preface or preparation.
So like 2 years ago we were in the woods, so it's like that. So here.
But we're lucky to get whatever we get.
Yeah, and I also used my editing program that has an AI thing that translates it, but it didn't get all the words right either.
Let's see what we do.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, tearing crap up. Goes way out, turns around, comes at us again, does the same thing, stops again without, it looked like maybe another 10 feet. We've seen it, whatever it was.
Oh my God.
Turns around, goes back, and then comes back a third time, just tearing stuff up on that third assault. And then holds up, doesn't show itself, and then takes off. We could hear it going down into the canyons till we couldn't hear it anymore. That was about 1 a.m. And then him and I, and that's where people start calling us out on it, but 2 times we've been together. We were up, you know where the Big Lake Burn is?
No.
Up by Hoodoo, back down in there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Before it burned up the 2 times in the last 20 years. There used to be a lot of trees there. Big Lake Burn was a big burn in the mid-'60s, so there were cinder roads, fire roads in there, and it went back to a lot of lakes. And him and I would go back up there in September, especially, and fish for Eastern Brook. They would be riding. We get there in my car, and my wife and my little son, who's only like 2 years at the time, they are sitting around the car playing in the water. He walks around the backside of this small lake, and then we fly fish back to each other, catching fish. And I kind of moving, and I hear something, but I'm going through like huckleberries and broken branches, so I'm making noise. Then a little bit later, I'm moving, I think I hear it again. Then I see him kind of walking back around, and I'm thinking, okay, that seems a little strange. He's already done fishing. Well, he gets over there and he says, have you been hearing something weird? And I go, I think, but I don't know what it is. He goes, what does it sound like? He goes, it sounds like a roar. We're talking, and all of a sudden, this thing's moved in much closer now. And it cuts loose on the other side of this lake.
Agree.
The decimals are ungodly. It's like shaking the ground loud, just lasts like 30 seconds or more. And now we head back to my car. My wife is inside, the car locked, and she's crying. And this thing's going crazy. There were 2 guys in a drift boat that had put their boat in down on the other side. They were rowing up fast. They get there about the same time we get there. That guy goes up and gets his rig. They throw on. They're like, we've been coming for years. We've never heard anything like that. They take off.
Oh, wow.
And there was a pre-commercial dinner in a tent there. He was setting at camp while his buddy went in his sister's for gas and food. And he had a cat. And the cat inside that tent was screaming and trying to get out of it. It was crazy.
Wow.
This thing's screaming like crazy. My wife's screaming, let's get the heck out of here. We get our stuff in and we took off. The guys in the boat gone fast.
All right, let me start over again. Taco berries. I think he was talking about huckleberries.
There we go.
And Joe caught it. All right, I think we're caught up.
Yeah.
Now, you look for commonalities.
So in these stories, I looked for commonalities. And the commonality here is, one, they had at the beginning of his stories, he talked about something that was bluff charging them, something that had ran up to him 3 times before it went away. So
I think it sounds like a juvenile counting coup.
well, it could be, or it could be an adult trying to scare him off.
Because they're near the huckleberries.
Because
We know
huckleberries.
Bigfoot stole my huckleberries.
Yep.
Great episode. When are you going to read?
I already did.
Did you read?
Mhm.
Did you guys catch the re-release, the remixed
A
release?
couple weeks ago about Bigfoot and huckleberries.
Yes. Bigfoot likes his huckleberries. I wonder if he
So
turns them into
that's something
wine.
very common that I've run across several times. People saying, like that video, I interviewed that couple and they were picking huckleberries and Bigfoot was throwing stuff at them to get them out of the huckleberry patch. And in this case, they were in a huckleberry patch. They weren't picking huckleberries. They were fishing, but they were next to a huckleberry patch and something was bluff charging them in the woods. They never saw it because it never would get close enough, but they could hear it crashing through the trees, shaking trees. And then later on, they heard screams while they were fishing, all these loud screams. And then they finally, it ran off them. It ran off some dude in a drift boat going down the river.
Scared a cat?
Scared a cat. So
It's one mad Bigfoot.
yeah. So if you want to have a Bigfoot encounter, find a huckleberry patch and just claim it and see what happens.
I love it. Raptor says Bigfoot eats plums too. I wonder if Bigfoot experiences the same problems humans do when they eat too many plums.
Yeah.
I think with their added intestinal tract, probably not.
I don't know.
They can probably process all that without experiencing the pain upon exit. Anyway.
Yeah. And
Scott, do you think they eat mushrooms? I think that's a huge source of vitamins and minerals. I absolutely know they eat mushrooms.
I know they eat mushrooms too.
Because here's why. Where the guy found that nest in Unity, it was right in his mushrooming spot.
Right. And Pybro said
a bear would have
probably let itself be seen. Because
yes,
when
absolutely.
they bluff charge on purpose.
They ain't bluffing.
Yeah. So this would bluff charge him, and he said it charged him 3 times before it left and went down. So yeah, a bear would actually look at me. I'm big, and he would have stood up and look how big I am. Where's my picnic basket?
Yes, Yogi always made himself known.
Yeah. So absolutely, we've got several stories of people seeing Bigfoot and mushroom patches. The Native Americans have a lot of mushroom stories.
Humans and Bigfoot.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yes. Winky, winky.
Winky, winky.
Mushrooms, peyote, whatever. Michelle said Steve took pictures of mushrooms way up in pine trees during elk hunting. Do you have those pictures?
Yeah, Michelle.
You holding out on us?
You holding out? You need to email me those pictures or text them to me. Yeah, that's very interesting because mushrooms generally don't grow in trees.
Well, there are those weird mushrooms that you see at the base of trees, but
yeah.
I mean, were they like morels stored up in like a tree limb, or were they growing out of the? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what mushrooms do. I'm not a big mushroom lover myself, so. Doc Ock, you're on. Are you on shrooms tonight? Because you're so very flattering. It's like, oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank you.
That was a joke,
Yeah.
Anyway, so what else do you got? Because
that was it.
That was it. All right. Hey.
Yeah, we actually have a couple more, and there's a couple real exciting ones, but we're doing a lot of follow up with these people right now, and we're trying to get more information from them before we talk about it.
Yeah. So Doug says the yell, and he's on Facebook. Good to see you on Facebook, Doug. The yell scream that they experienced was a loud, deep tone, high and long. It made your insides shake. Sounds like his description. It's that. So we had a neighbor. Now, the neighbor that we had at this show, it was highly controversial because there are people who feel very deeply that, anyway, they have very deep opinions about this. But Masai the lion was our neighbor at the Sportsman show. And yes, he was in a cage. And Masai normally has 200 acres to call his own. And so he's not always in a cage, just at these shows where he's raising awareness and teaching people about wildlife rescue and the proper care and feeding of anyway, he's very, very well taken care of. But there were a couple times that he had that,
oh yeah,
and you could feel it.
You really could
feel it. It's like it wasn't to the point of I'm going to feel it and then run 3 miles to my truck.
I know. This was a huge male lion.
Beautiful. He had belly whiskers. They were so cute.
Yeah. And it was kind of fun because where they had the bleachers and stuff where they were talking about what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't
conservation
know.
And stuff like that. Yeah. He was right next to us where we were.
Beautiful, beautiful lion.
And every once in a while, people would like get too close to the cage and
you go,
and it was like deep, and it was like I can feel that, Yeah. So yeah, but he's a famous lion. He was
in the movie Water for Elephants.
Yeah, that movie Water for Elephants. He was in that movie.
Men, you will not know what Water for Elephants is, but I'll bet all the women do because it's a chick flick.
Yeah.
It's a dramatic chick flick. It's a beautiful story.
So we got to hang out with the lion all weekend. So I don't know where he's going to be this show, but he's going to be here too. So if you want to come see him in Roseburg.
So Don says there's a story from the Adirondack Park of a baby being taken by a hairy bipedal critter in a blueberry patch.
Interesting.
Well, blueberries or huckleberries are blueberries, and are they their own berry? No, they're like the wild blueberry.
They're like a wild blueberry, yeah.
Yeah. As you say, razzleberries
they're pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Raspberries and huckleberries mixed. Ben said that his friend had something scream at him and another guy yesterday in the area.
Oh, cool.
In his research area. That's great. Hey, Ben, did you ever get to remember?
Well, we talked about that yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Ben and I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right. Lions can spray like 60. I needed to know that. Yeah. Watch out. Watch out. I'll bet they have really good aim too.
Yeah, I did not need to know that. So
yeah, Don said the one thing that keeps him asking questions is the growl that came up on the ridge next to their deer camp.
Yeah.
And you're covering. Yeah, he said, Doc Ock says, I've heard lions roar. I worked at a zoo for a while, Southwick Zoo. I got roared at by something in the woods of Massachusetts that sounded like that. Deep throaty, loud as hell. It just shakes your soul.
It does.
Yeah. Masai wasn't quite Masai was not soul shaking, but you knew he meant business.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and then it's kind of funny when he saw the guy who his trainer,
His dad.
his dad. Basically, he's had him since a cub.
He start whining and
He would start
fussing.
whining and like he would walk away and he'd come back and he'd like, "Oh, you're back!"
And he just whine, I'm a poor, abused, neglected lion.
Yeah.
He was really mouthy. He got mad at me too for always calling him Pretty Pumpkin.
Yeah. So,
It's like,
yeah.
I am not a pretty pumpkin. I am a sexy man lion. I love big cats too. When we lived in California, remember when we lived in Kathy's Valley and we had that 5 acres. We wanted to have big cats in our magic show.
Yeah.
We thought it's like that would have been so much fun.
I would have.
Anyway, well, we've got about 5 minutes before we need to go. Shall we? You know what? We have got Nomad, who continues to sponsor us through the month of March. So
there we go.
As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount below, so join us. Internet access on the go.
So cool.
all right.
Anything else, my dear? For the good of the order? You got the echo again on the ad. I get what's happening because we're not using headphones. Okay. But it mutes our mics. I don't know what's going on.
Technology is great until it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Doug said, okay, Doc Ock says the leopard used to chase me around the cage while he ignored everyone else. What a great name too, Mowgli. And then Doug said the tribe that he works for has traditional stories. They would leave a basket of huckleberries at the edge of the woods when picking to appease some of the wild women of the woods so they wouldn't be accosted.
That is great, Doug.
That's a great story.
That's a great story. And I have heard many, many stories from different tribal members that even when they're picking their gardens, they will leave a basket out for Bigfoot.
Okay, Don asks, what's the roundtable conversation tonight?
Bigfoot and love.
Because it's the love month. Happy February.
So
what are
good.
y'all doing for your Valentine's?
Okay.
All right. So
Oh, I think I know what the problem is. Okay.
he's solving tech problems in his head.
Yeah.
Okay. Pyra says, don't be a square. Come watch the round table. Very good. I see what you did there, Pyra.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you in about
15
minutes. So thanks for showing up tonight.
Until next week, please remember that our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So thanks for watching. You keep watching,
And we'll keep squatching and go out and find Bigfoot.
That damn Sasquatch.
audio.